So, how many episodes in a row would I have to do 100% of the talking for me to catch up to these two chatty Cathys? Would it be one episode? Would it be two? That's 120 minutes. Would it be 10? Would it be 600 minutes? How many straight episodes? Asking for you all. If you've seen our latest poll on the DOP agenda, our Patreon, by the way, if you can be a free member and still vote on these polls. We had a poll question. Who talks the most? I'm at 2%. 2% say I talk the most. And these two that won't shut the fuck up, are both tied at 49%. A dead heat. We have to decide tonight who talks the most.
I didn't.
How hard was
realize-
that for you?
Yeah, that was tough.
Thank God it's
I was
over.
choking
Yeah,
to death
yeah.
on my own silence.
I don't think. Well, whatever. It doesn't matter. I don't even think I talk more than you
Okay.
on the
Well,
regular show.
and I want to do this. Now, again, I put a
Yeah.
poll question up. Patreon.com/the DLP agenda. Again,
Couple
if
good polls
you
up
can-
there.
There's some good. We're going to do it more often.
no, they're bad polls.
If
Both
you can
polls
be,
are bad.
you can just be a free member to pay nothing, and you still get some free content, including the poll, answering the poll questions. But who talks the most? And it's a lot of comments, very heated. Some shots at you, Joe.
I don't.
But it literally is a tie,
mind.
49-49.
I don't mind if people think I talk the most. What the fuck, Jeff Hancock? This motherfucker.
I believe his quote was, "Joe doesn't talk about it. It just seems like he
Yeah,
does."
I mean, it's like what Steph?
Jeez,
Like,
yeah.
what is going
Yeah,
on?
damn.
These guys are taking me the fuck out.
You're
Yeah.
getting murdered
I
on
don't.
that
It
thing.
doesn't. I don't. I have feelings. I'm a human.
All right.
It might seem like I'm not based on the way I act on
you
here,
do.
but,
You're sort of human.
but
And
I'm a
if you-
human.
Depending on the order you listen to this in, because we just got done recording a Patreon episode.
Yeah.
When you hear the very beginning of that one, Rob might go up in the rankings a little bit tonight.
Yeah.
You'll
yeah.
have to
Oh,
see.
Might-
yeah.
Yeah.
You'll
Something
have
might
to
be
see
going
if
on.
Anything else is
Yeah.
happening. Producer, zoom in on Rob.
This is what I want to do. I want us to go at the same time, give Rob, Joe, Justin the percentages we think that we each, all of us. So I would go 3, 2, 1. We'd go 40, 40, 20.
Okay.
Okay.
And so at the same time, so think in your head the math, my percentage, Joe's percentage, yours. And then when we'll go 3, 2, 1, we'll say the three numbers at the
All right,
same
I'm ready.
time.
I'm ready.
Are you ready? Joe?
Ready.
Okay, hold on. And what order are we going?
But you're going to say like, 10, 20, 70 or whatever. So
okay,
Rob,
let me just get it
Joe,
in my head real
yes,
quick.
okay.
So I got
Bing, bing, bing.
Okay,
Okay.
hold
yes,
on,
yes,
hold
yes.
on.
We're all
good.
doing the same order.
Okay.
You can also give your numbers on the chat as well. So
Got
are we
it,
ready?
Got it. Yes.
1,
Okay.
2, 3.
Okay.
35.
Hold on.
Wait,
No,
wait,
no.
wait.
3, 2, 1, go. Okay.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
25,
25, 50.
45. I
Damn,
said 45. You
I
said
said
50?
20, 30, 30.
20, 30, 30 doesn't equal 100.
Exactly.
We have 20% dead air.
it's a throwback to the Patreon.
80% fresh. Oh, it's a great callback. Oh, it's a great callback.
You gotta,
80% fresh.
you gotta listen to the Patreon to get
Oh,
that.
you gotta
joke.
listen to get back. Yes. But for 100%, I'll go 20, 40, 40.
Really? You think
Okay.
Rob talks half as much as you and I do?
Yes.
I don't think that's true.
Well, in the
In-
chat,
in-
they're all saying that I'm talking the most suddenly, which is crazy.
Well,
40,
you need
40,
to listen
20?
to the Patreon and find out why.
You guys not know the order here?
Hell
When-
yeah.
When Rob and I, it's just us two, then it's like 66-33 for me.
Or if you're with two guests, it's 90
Yeah.
10.
Holy shit.
Did
Yeah.
they even get to 10?
Exactly.
95, 2.5, 2.5. But yes, also the second
Okay.
poll. The
But
second
hold on,
poll.
I want to go over our answers that we gave because
Good,
I said
good.
25, 25, 50.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And you said,
I said 45, 35, 20.
okay.
Wow. And
Mm,
I
some
said
tough math.
20, 40, 40.
Okay. Well, I think we just decide right now because the poll's tied. Unless
I
it's
don't
been,
think I do half the talking.
I don't think you do half. I only think you
I
do
do quite a
45% of the talking. Well, listen,
But
I don't want to
not-
get too crazy, but
Mm,
I like the ratio. I'm fine with it.
I like the
Okay.
ratio too.
Yeah.
I'm not sure the people that comment on the poll how they feel, but no, we've been discussing it
it's still
all
tied.
week.
Hey, I'm the tiebreaker.
Yes.
And I think I've already said what I think the answer is. So for the record, Justin talks the most.
Yeah, but I also
Yeah.
we
Mhm.
also want that. So
I agree.
everything's working. I don't,
I agree.
it's and again, I get it. I get it.
Mhm.
For the 9 people that said it, sometimes when I'm talking, it feels like I talk the most. I got it. Okay. My stories about Mario aren't interesting. I got it. Okay. That's fine. I
See,
understand.
Steph and Britt now are both saying they feel like I talk less lately. That she feels like I talk less. Brittany thinks it's because of the fucking rat.
Things have been taken
Oh,
off
well,
the
that's
table.
more-
Stuff have been
Yeah.
taken off the
Yeah.
table, but not that trust me, nature and my ego abhor a vacuum. I'll
Right.
fill it with something.
That's the thing. You hate the dead air more than any of us,
Oh, I
and you
hate it.
also are the most equipped to fill it. So that it's only natural that that would be the case. By the way,
Yeah.
that's fine. I mean, I obviously view Steph, Jeff Hancock. I view them differently now. Obviously, I don't
Yeah.
feel the same way about them that I once did.
But with Mario now in your life, again, I
Right.
think I made
have
this
Mario
point.
now.
Your Katie stories are now going to be Mario stories. So you have a new thing.
Jesus Christ.
Now, if I
these two love
imagine if I am dating and or have a girlfriend,
Yeah.
imagine then the stories that I would have. So
Yeah.
there is a chance a year from now it could be Joe and I dominating.
When I walked in today, Mario complimented me on my beard. Did you hear that?
I did hear that.
He also is up there. He's marinating a pork shoulder.
Yeah.
You guys had, and this is not meant to be derogatory, especially in the month of June. You guys had the gayest conversation upstairs.
It
Which
just sound-
one?
Yeah.
The one about picking up the children.
Yeah.
You
that's
guys
right.
sounded like a same-sex married couple that he is up there making dinner for you right now, and then you guys, you house a midshipman,
Mhm.
and you guys are discussing going to pick up the child and him having to reach out to somebody to get a ride home. I mean, you two sounded
Yeah.
as married
very
as a
happy for you.
couple. It's the happiest I've seen you both.
But it's working.
I
Now
wanted
that
you
if
guys-
you listen to Patreon, now that I have that new
It's
tool,
working,
the
yes.
new tool that I have now
Uh-huh.
to use for my personal
Yes.
time, yeah, I think I'm in really
How
good
close
shape.
do you guys sit on the couch when you watch TV?
You know, I think about that too.
Yeah, yeah.
Who
You know,
decides what to watch?
You ever
Here's
catch yourself?
why we kind of whatever, but Mario, there's a kind of a, what do you call it when there's a chaise or whatever on one
Mhm.
side,
Edwin said Joe would come out of the closet, but Mario already cleaned it.
and then there's a corner. So those are the two
Yeah.
most comfortable spots.
Of course, yeah.
So we don't really sit near each other.
No
We sit in the-
cuddling.
no cuddling.
Okay.
No.
Have you seen each other naked?
Haven't seen each other naked. No.
Okay. Shirt off.
Well, he has his own. No, I saw Jackson today with his shirt off. He looks like fucking Bruce Banner.
Bruce Banner.
Yeah, yeah. Do you know who Bruce Banner is?
That was your go-to of all.
He's a fucking
Incredible
Incredible Hulk.
He's
Okay,
amazing.
but he's Bruce Banner,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then he's Lou Ferrigno. Is that that's the
He looks like Lou
okay?
Ferrigno.
You had to give a muscle guy. You went back to a show from 1977. What the fuck?
He looks
man?
like Bill Bixby.
he's Rock Hudson.
Hell yeah, yeah. After we knew, yeah, right before he passed.
All right. Okay.
Pam, Rob, and Joe actually have big stories to talk about. Justin just going along for the ride.
well,
Who said that? And what does that mean?
Pam,
I
I
don't
don't
know.
fucking know.
hey, somebody. I want before I forget. Shout out Missy Booker. She informed me something yesterday. Yesterday was an anniversary of our show, a certain thing. Do you want to guess what it might have been?
me joining?
3 years ago.
3 years,
Yesterday.
Fuck
baby.
yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Huh?
Yeah.
You thought it was going to be like 6 or 7 months before I was like, "Fuck this."
Oh yeah.
yeah. No, I thought that too.
It's funny, the
here we are,
things
3
that
years.
you stick with the most are the things that we force you to do.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Again, I've told this on here before, and as you know, I like to tell a story more than
Yes.
once. The murder mystery, two things. Justin never thought it would happen.
No.
And also he goes, I'll do it, but I don't write anything. I don't memorize any lines. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
I put forward
You're honest.
minimal
Hey.
fucking effort, even though I memorized a whole page for this
Hey,
last
I know.
one.
I
Hey,
was impressed.
One of the
You
most organized ones we've ever
yeah,
done.
and you
at
nailed
any
it.
point in time when you were memorizing, were you like, I told these motherfuckers I would not do
I
this.
told
I
them.
told
Yeah.
them I would
I
not
will
do this.
Not do this. Yes.
Speaking of poll questions, one more. And we talked about this last week on the main show. Your buddy's cry for help. He's fine, by the way.
He's
You've
good.
Seen,
He's good.
seen him. You've hung out with him.
If you listen to the Patreon, there's an update
Right.
on that. But yeah,
Pretty heavy one.
So again, to reset, your buddy, you and Mario have a mutual friend, and he sent a text out basically saying, you could use a friend right now. He's going through some things. And you were at our friend Dave Wilkerson's house for a party, and Mario texted back, "We're at a party," and then you did nothing for
told
3
me
days.
to- yeah.
Not
So,
a goddamn
The,
thing.
the question is,
Happy
who,
men's mental
who was
health
more wrong, Mario, Joe, or both equal? Mario at 16%, Joe at 36%, and both equal at 49%.
Hey man,
So-
I'm not losing.
Exactly.
It's the
Hey,
first
well,
poll that I have.
you got to thank me for that because I didn't have to put in both.
No,
equal.
if
I
you-
could have made them answer.
If you
Yes,
didn't
we know
put
how
it
that would
on,
have
on,
gone.
I would
yeah.
not be just
You
yeah,
get
that-
bloodbath.
Like if we
Mario's
had a
number would be
presidential
the same.
election where it was like, Harris, Trump, neither would win. I mean,
Neither would win.
exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. No, by the way, Mario's number, if you didn't leave that option,
Mhm.
wouldn't change. That's
No,
what
you're
he-
right.
he was
Exactly.
still-
All the both
Oh,
go wrong would go right over to Joe.
I like these polls. What should you, and by the way, in the chat, give us some suggestions for some new ones. I like having these polls. It kind of gets the interactivity up.
Yeah.
People start having
Well,
discussions in
things will
there.
happen during the show, and
Yeah.
it'll be
Stuff that's
germane to
based
that.
off the show, but I
Yeah.
like stuff that's sort of outside of it. I mean, we never had a discussion on the air about who talks the most. It just kind of bubbled up.
It just, I
naturally.
don't even, I don't know where that came from.
It was a good poll.
1 in a billion, Joe. I want to talk about that.
Yeah, the same guy, by the way.
Yeah.
Who cried for help and then I ignored.
Mhm.
He said that he was doing, by the way, I got to tell you something else at the end of this, but
Mhm.
he said, I'm doing
Mm.
something, I'm paying for something for the first time in my life. I'm 45 years
And
old.
Joe said to me, he said, I'll give you a billion guesses. You won't.
Do you
get it."
know this already?
I don't know
Okay.
anything about this.
Okay, well, I'll give it to
Okay.
you.
Hold on.
Set it up.
He said, Joe said, I'll give you a billion guesses. You won't get it right. Guess how many guesses it took for me to get it right?
One.
You got it.
Nailed it.
Okay.
One. He had $1 billion to, he
Right, yeah.
billion
gave
to
him
get
$1
through.
billion.
Yeah, that's a lot.
What
Yeah.
did he do for the first time in his life? What did he pay for the
Did he
first time in
pay
his life?
for
He paid
for the first time in his life?
at the age of 45.
Gasoline.
No, somebody guess that.
Anyway,
It's not a bad guess,
Things
though.
that you go like,
Yeah.
how the fuck have you not paid?
Yeah.
for that?
Yeah.
Step says car payment. That's not
no,
right.
that's
Food.
Food?
Nope.
God, that'd
No.
be great.
Okay. Clothes.
Nope.
Not close.
Okay,
Chat can
uh,
participate.
Okay,
as well.
something he. Okay, and so far I've still got multiple hundreds of millions
you
of
got it. Yeah,
guesses.
you got
nailed
plenty of guesses.
one. You nailed it on the
Weed,
first.
health insurance. No.
God, shoes. Well, that's clothing.
No.
Okay.
Do you want
water.
some? You want some hints?
Give me a hint.
It is in the
Self-care.
self-care, fashion,
Self-care,
hygiene. Maybe.
okay.
Not hygiene, but you know.
Toothpaste.
no, it's you
No.
do have to leave the house for this generally.
Okay. How to leave the house? to go
Sometimes you
do
make an
s-
appointment. Sometimes you walk in.
Okay. Jesus. Healthcare. Dental work.
Less serious.
Less serious.
Again,
okay.
more
Manicure.
not medical, more
A
maintenance.
massage.
Oh, that Brittany just nailed it.
A
So
massage.
Haircut.
did Nikki. Haircut.
A haircut.
I got it in one
He
guess.
got his first.
Instantly.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. So I asked that question. I said, "What's the first thing that he's paid for it for the first time? He's 45 years old." So then I tell him this story that I'm
Mhm.
telling you. He goes, "I've paid for a haircut before."
So it wasn't even right.
I go,
Wasn't
"Wait a
even
minute."
correct.
I go, "Did I mishear this or
This
whatever?"
is all bullshit.
He goes, "It says I joined he's in the military. So
Okay.
since he was 18." But
Okay.
still, he's like, I go, "Well, that's
Well, the
okay."
story's out there.
The
What did
story's-
this guy paid for that he paid for 18 times before in his
18
life?
times.
Wow.
Maybe-
You'll never guess.
Can you guess what
Yeah.
I paid for a bunch of times the way normal people
Yeah.
do?
Now, one
Food,
time I was
nailed
with Tommy Simbazo and he was talking about an old friend of his. He goes, "You'll never guess how he died." I go, "Hit by a train." He says, "How the fuck did you know that?" So I have a gift for the 1 in a billion.
Yeah,
I have a
man.
gift. And now I have a 1 in a billion for you.
Okay, give me the one bill.
I'm on the plane.
Okay.
And I'm in the aisle at Southwest. You can sit anywhere. Older guy says, "Can I sit on the window?" I say, "Of course." And immediately he wants to chat. "Oh, got laid over in Orange County, this and that. You know, my longest flight ever when he's in his 60s. It was like 35 hour. Okay. And I'm like, normally I want to have no one in the middle seat, but I'm like, just somebody sit here because I can't. I'm going to put on headphones, but I can't. It's too much. And this guy sits down, tall guy, and he goes, "Oh, look, your knee's almost hit. I bet you're 6'4". He goes, 6'2". They start talking. This guy says, the older guy says, "My first passion was what?"
Okay.
A
What age
billion
again?
guesses.
What age again?
Mid-60s.
Mid-60s. Okay, my first passion was what? So something that
Stamp collecting.
No.
like bug collecting.
I'll give you a hint. This
Entomology.
started off a conversation about this guy playing basketball. So we're going to go in the sports realm.
He loves
Okay.
shoes.
Gambling.
No. Literally a sport is what I'm.
Oh, an actual sport.
Yes.
Okay. Cricket.
No.
No.
High lie.
By the way, I guarantee you've never heard anyone say this is their favorite sport.
Badminton.
Women's
No.
basketball.
It is in the Olympics.
Oh.
Women's basketball is funny.
Equestrian.
No.
Okay.
I'll say this. This guy broke his ankle attempting this and never did it again.
High jump.
You're in the
Pole vault.
pole
Pole
vaulting.
vault.
He's a pole vaulter?
Yeah.
My first passion was
Pole
pole vaulting.
vaulting.
I've never heard that sentence in my
Ever.
life.
My
Yes.
first passion, my first love.
Yes.
The reason it destroyed my marriage was
Yes.
pole vaulting.
Yes.
Because she kept pole vaulting onto some guy's cock.
How many pole vaulters can you name? I know one.
This guy references.
Zero.
He said it like somebody would say, Ovechkin just broke the Gretzky's record. He goes, "Oh, Scarcinian just broke the world record." Me, this guy, we don't know any pole vaulters.
What?
Sergey Bubka.
Oh, I do know Sergey
Yeah,
Bubka.
Sergey
Yes.
Bubka.
Yes.
Have you ever tried it? Did the
I'm
whole thing?
terrified
The
of
whole
it.
thing?
No,
Terrified of it.
And you got to socket it right into that
Yeah.
bit, and up you go.
if I'm not mistaken, shout out Jim Urwitz.
Okay.
He was our high school pole vaulter. I believe he was the state champ.
How do you remember
That's
this?
correct.
That's fucking.
He's
You
from-
remember your high school
Yeah.
pole vault?
You forgot to let me in earlier.
Yeah,
But you.
I forgot.
That's right. Yeah.
You forgot to let me into your home.
Yeah.
But you remember the guy that pole vaulted. Someone.
You're no Jim Urwitz.
Yeah.
Someone in our scope that I know has tried it and came home pretty injured.
Yeah.
My brother in high school and Maurice J. McDonough,
God,
they did a track and field day and they broke out the stuff for you to do the
what a
long jump.
Horrible idea.
Horrible idea. And he gets the thing. The first one he misses, it hits the bag. The second one, I think he got it, but whatever reason, his feet slipped out from under him. The third one, he sockets it and he gets up like maybe 3.5, 4 feet in the air. And the thing bends, it pops out of his hand. He takes a fucking flat back onto that track, cracks his head, and he's a larger dude. And I don't know why he was thinking about trying it, but
Or
man,
that they let him. I mean,
there's like a
yeah.
fuck it, go ahead, anybody do it. But yeah, he took a nice flat back doing that. Came
think
home,
of-
head all blown open.
you think about that sport, it's like, how did somebody even know you could do it? First of all, you had to get a stick that basically bends in half
Yeah.
without breaking. You have to have one of those.
Have you
Maybe
heard
it came from like people literally scaling walls by
it
doing that
came
or something.
from the Shang-Chi dynasty. Shang-Chi dynasty, where they had pole vaulters that the samurai had on the outskirts of their Ronin villages. They would have these bamboo usually, because bamboo's hard to get horses and troops through.
Yeah.
So they would take actual other things of bamboo and they would stick it in the base of a rock and launch themselves over it. And if you were clever enough, you could take the pole with you and on the way down, use it as a weapon for an incoming archer as they shot up at you.
You know what? Jim
Oh.
Urwitz told me the exact same
I
story.
made
Okay.
all that
Okay.
up.
Shit. I was literally about to say, I believe you, but also there's 20% chance this is all bullshit.
100%
And
chance.
you sold it well.
Yeah.
You did a good
sold it
job.
well.
Yeah, you got to make deep eye
Ronin.
contact.
Yes.
No.
Hey, I
here's what
want
happened.
you
Here's why I was late.
work pole vaulting into the conversation. Do that bit.
Gladly, I
Yeah.
will somehow
Mhm.
force that in there.
Mhm.
But yeah, who the fuck gets passionate
Max
about
says you
pole
mix
vaulting?
Chinese and Japanese cultures.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
That should have been
Well,
the first
Mac
thing.
would never have bought it.
Yeah. Also, Shang-Chi, he's the final boss in Mortal Kombat. Okay. Yeah. Actually, Shang Tsung. That's the final boss. He can change shape in any of the other fighters. Like someone's gonna pick up on the MK reference here. Holy shit, that's funny. So hey, how was Let's Go Fest? You and Kirk were out there broadcasting live.
Dude, okay, so of course
I did hear something very funny you said on the air
what's that?
about the people in the mood they were in.
Yeah, people that look like they're having more fun than me.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
I heard that whole break.
No, I
and
think
really
about
loved
that
it.
too when you go by and people are partying in their garage. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know what
yeah.
I'm talking about,
Yeah,
guys?
they look they're having a great
The
time.
people who turn their garage into like a what do you call it? Like a
Man cave.
Like a bar,
Yeah,
or something like that,
essentially,
like a
yeah.
little tiki
we
bar.
watched the national championship game.
right. They
Next to your
always are having more fun.
old
And these
house.
people look like they're just enjoying themselves more. But okay, I got hurt at the Let's Go Fest. I got hurt.
Okay.
I got hurt where no, the dishonest to God truth. Mario has a blanket in his car that he actually you put one blanket down for
Blanky for you.
no, kid you not. He has one blanket that you put down for moisture, and he has another blanket that you put on top so you don't get wet. He had that,
Okay.
and I got hurt, so he had to go and get the which he did.
Oh
He went and got the blanket. He brought it out and he laid it out. We sat far back to watch Third Eye Blind. Why was I hurt? Why was I hurt?
You tell me you fell into another trash can.
I don't think you
Tell
fell
me this
again.
was like the fucking jazz fest all over again.
It-
when you got
no,
rocked.
You wore flip flops, so you hit your toes.
No. Standing.
Wait, how'd you hurt yourself standing?
Stood too long. I was so fucking
What
sore.
was hurt?
dude?
Your back,
okay,
everything,
I'm watching.
your neck, your back.
I'm
your...
watching. I'll tell you exactly. I'm watching a band called The Starting Line. Have you ever heard of it?
No.
Well, guess what? There are fucking 20,000 people that know every word to every
All right.
fucking song by a band. Talk about a blind spot. There was Hot Mulligan, which sounds like. Have you ever heard of
Sounds
them?
like a fucking sex act.
They have you
Sounds
heard
like you do on somebody's
the
chest after you
Starting
exchange
Line?
money. Yeah.
Right. These bands, people. This. I'm not exaggerating this even a
One
little
of the
bit.
five guys with Steph offered to give her a what do they call it again? A what mulligan?
Hot
Or
Mulligan.
give her a
yeah.
hot mulligan.
Yeah.
And
Fifth
she
guy in
said
line gets,
yes.
go please. Yes.
Maybe
So-
you should close this up.
So the Starting Line, who I've never heard of.
Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
They they go, hey, we just put out our first album in 18 years 3 days ago.
Jeez.
3 days ago, these guys put out their first album in 18 years ago. We're going to do a song off of our new album.
Okay.
They start singing it. There's a guy from me. People can't see that light right there. He's singing every fucking word to this song
That he's
Okay.
memorized in 3 days.
Now I think about that. It's like even my favorite bands back when I used to love Kiss
Yeah.
and I'd go get their new album. How long did it take you to learn every word to a song? This guy literally sang every fucking word to this song.
They came out 3 days ago.
Fucking start to fucking finish.
Meanwhile,
Yeah.
you can't even
Wild.
stand for 2 hours.
No, dude, I'm telling you. You know what I was doing? I was rocking back and forth, arching my, and I'm like, I'm not going to make this.
Mm,
I'm
there,
not.
there was
gonna-
no chairs.
Nowhere to sit.
well, there was,
crisscross
there was
applesauce?
a chair area, but we didn't bring chairs. We were standing.
Mm.
And also, I looked around. I was looking around at the Let's Go Fest. I wasn't the oldest person there. I was the oldest person there by 20 years.
Oh shit.
There was Mario, but Mario was only 6 years younger than me, but he looks way younger than me. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
so
a handsome man.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
got some melanin.
sorry, I'm looking at my notes for the.
Brittany
for the Let's
says
Go
Joe
Fest.
broke his back being a human.
You just
Hey, while you look for
existing.
that, let's take a quick break here from our wonderful sponsors.
You know, there was a push for a little while to get to your injury. There was an almost inter-office rebellion when a former management team, there was basically just one dude, wanted everybody at 3800 Hooper Avenue, Hearst, to get standing desks.
Oh, awful.
Oh, I remember the guy.
Awful.
Yeah, and
he
there was-
had one.
he was the fucking only one that
Yeah.
did. And when they rebuilt
Proud
that
of it.
beautiful new news center, and like, I want standing desks involved for everybody, and everyone's like, we're never going to deploy them because they're the ones that can they can go up and go down and go up and go
Yeah,
Did
they're
down.
just
he
gonna
want
stay down.
one in the jock lounge?
He wanted every fucking desk to be a standing desk. And thank God the men and women I work with, they're like, no, absolutely. Feel free to make one, but I'm going to have it in the seated position at
Yes.
all times. We will never deploy this thing ever. I'm going to sit on my fucking ass and I'm going to type up some top tier award winning news and I'm going to go on about my day. I'm not standing here all day long. No, because after a while, I mean,
that
Mudge-
guy who did stand, he was the worst guy
the
that ever
fucking
existed.
worst
Yes,
human
yeah.
that's at that place. Thank God he's gone. But Mudge stands all day piping cakes. And she says she stands up. It sounds like she's described it as taking a fun-sized bag of potato chips and just twisting them.
Dude, I'm
When she
shifting legs.
stands up, the crunch in her back.
I'm arching my back. I'm doing all this. I'm like, this isn't going to work. And here's the deal. It builds to the only band that I knew, Third Eye Blind. You follow what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, honestly, I enjoyed these other bands. I enjoyed them, but
But you've never heard a song before.
I've never, right.
Mhm.
I'm hearing every song I'm hearing for the first time. And I don't, I can't do it. And so then when Third Eye Blind plays, I think I know 5 Third Eye Blind songs.
Yeah.
Right. Never Let You Go, Crystal Baller, Semi-Charmed Life, Jumper. Did I Graduate? There's one more. So whatever. So they play.
Joe had to name them.
Ariel just made me fucking laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which-
she goes, hell yeah, Mudge pipes cakes. Hell yeah, real name's Peggy.
So they play a song I know at first, Never Let You Go. And then they went like 7 straight songs that I never heard.
Not good.
So I'm like, let's fucking go.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Yeah.
the only band who
Was
I
that,
knew.
was that a pun?
No, Mario.
This is
By the way,
Let's Go
Mario had
Fest,
just
get it?
got
It's
his
a joke.
food. Not kidding.
Yeah.
Mario went to the
Mhm.
Yeah.
food truck,
Mhm.
got his food, brought him back. We ate our food, and we're sitting on this blanket. And I'm like, "You ready to go?" And we fucking rolled out. We didn't. We
Did you
couldn't
guys
make
sit,
it.
did you guys sit on a blanket together?
We did.
Yes.
We did. Matter of
God
fact,
damn.
Mario, not kidding, was sitting back looking up at the stars, right? And I swear, while he was
What you
doing that,
thinking about?
I swear, while I was doing that, I go, God, I hope he wants to leave. That's what I was thinking.
All
But
right.
yeah, it did look a little strange because we were way back. There was nobody really around us.
I love that you shared a blanket.
Just,
we did. We
it's-
did. We shared a blanket. We were way back.
Just
don't
you
don't
two.
answer this, Joe. I want Justin to answer,
Okay.
and I'll give my answer too. Last week, I believe he made some spaghetti sauce or something.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and he was asking if you had any Parmesan cheese, the traditional kind in the can, and you said no, I think we're out or whatever, and he goes, we'll have to get some. Now, knowing that he put that out there that we need some, and knowing that he's the cook, do you think Joe in this past week has bought some?
Oh God, no.
Would you say it's not 0% because nothing's zero?
Nothing zero,
But
but it's
it's-
single digit.
It's 1%.
It's single digit.
Okay.
Now, if you were to leave it up to Mario,
Okay.
he's not coming back with a green can. He's going to fucking Harris Teeter
Mm.
or he's going to Whole Foods.
Oh yeah.
He is sitting there. He's shaving that Parmesan down,
hot.
fresh grade.
Shaving and piping.
He's
It's a
even
sexy
fucking. He's
episode.
doing the. He's doing.
He's
the,
doing
the,
it.
the cheese bay.
Yeah.
He's doing the cheese bay action.
Second question:
Uh-huh.
do you think Joey would considered buying something?
Now that is a guaranteed 0. That is. It's
No
candy.
wonder
yes,
I'm
what do you-
losing these goddamn
Yeah.
polls.
Yeah, this is-
Joe, care to answer?
Yeah, of course I didn't. I will say this.
Did you even think about it?
No, never considered it.
he can never leave.
We went grocery shopping together, and then we
Sure.
split the bill, and then Mario went back and got some.
Tell me you each push the cart at the
Oh,
same time.
you do have a story from the grocery though.
Oh, I forgot
Yes.
about this.
You guys went grocery shopping
Yeah.
together
This
after
is a-
being
this is
on
a
a
banger.
blanket.
You're gonna
after
like this.
This is a
upstairs
classic Joe.
having a discussion about who's going to pick up the kid.
God, this is gonna be
Jeez,
bad.
beautiful.
I
It's the
turned the
greatest
chat
relationship
off.
you've
I
ever
don't want
been.
to. I don't want to read the chat after.
No,
this,
no, I'm
okay?
going to read it.
Can
I'm
I
going to read
just
it.
not see
Looking
this?
I'm going
right
to read
at
every
it.
All right.
comment.
So Mario and I go shopping. We go grocery shopping.
Mhm.
Right? We're gonna split the bill at the end.
Happy Pride.
So we finish up our. We got fucking. It's overflowing. Our
Okay.
glass. There's one. What do you call it? Cash register open
Mhm,
that
mhm.
says 15 items or less.
To self checkout.
And then there's the self checkout. Okay.
Okay.
So we go over to the self checkout with probably 50 items, right?
Sure.
This lady comes over and goes, "Oh, no," like that. And I go, "Hey, lady." I go, "What are we supposed to do?" I start going off her, and Mari's like, Hey. I go,
Oh.
we went there. We can't go there. We're going here. What? She goes, "Oh, I was going to open up a new register for you."
Oh my
Oh.
I mean, there's no gray area here. You're 100% in the wrong.
Now, she goes, "How go?" I go, "Are you going to say sorry?" I said that to her. Because when she said, I go, "Are you going to say sorry?"
You literally said, "Are you going to say sorry?"
Ask Mario.
And then she goes, "No, I was going to say that I opened up a new register
Yeah.
I was
just for
opening
you
By the
up
way,
to the register.
you know what
because
we
I
did?
support your
Yes,
relationship."
it's
Wait.
June. We have a gay aisle.
We went right over there, put our 70 items on
Yes.
there.
Uh-huh.
This lady personally rang us up. We
So
fucking-
she was your person the whole time.
Yes.
The whole time just got
Did you
to jump right
apologize?
on there.
I did not. I did not apologize.
You just stood behind Mario while he just rang up
Did
his
he
items.
just take over?
Mario's like, hey, I got this.
Did he
I got
spank
this.
you?
got
Did he
No, no.
spank you when you
He's
got
like,
home?
sorry.
he's like, calm down.
You're grounded.
You're
Go to your
okay.
room.
Old
Calm
ball
down.
and Shane,
Yeah,
huh?
so we went over there. and
The
she
missus is a little
she
out of
rang
pocket
us up, and I
tonight.
was like,
Yeah.
oh, God, great.
The chat's not bad. Matt, Joe is the
Menopause.
worst. Ariel, Joe kind of sucks. Brittany, damn it, Joe. So they're very, very
Yeah.
nice.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
actually the
Yeah.
nicest thing
Oh,
anybody.
I wish Joe would die. Oh, wait, I wrote that.
Oh,
Okay.
Jesus Christ. Can you imagine, though, right now, a life without Mario? I mean, he's integrated himself pretty quickly. I mean, I could see him being like, hey, things are working out financially. I think I'm going to get back on my own decision. Do you just dive in front of the door? Like, you can't
No,
go anywhere.
I will say this. I will sabotage anything that's going on. I will call
Yeah.
his work.
Fuck yeah.
I'll say
Plant
that
drugs on him.
I'll plant child pornography on him.
Oh,
Whatever's necessary,
fuck.
but by any means
Okay,
necessary. to
He's
keep it-
staying.
I know you shouldn't say this because if this comes up,
We gotta
you're in a bad
hobble 'em.
negotiating stance here. But let's be honest. What's the littlest amount of money you would accept from him for rent?
Free?
Zero.
Do I pay him to stay here?
Now we're at that point.
Uh-huh.
You wouldn't do zero as a principal.
No.
You wouldn't.
I don't charge Mario very much.
Okay,
So it's really worth whatever. This is worth it.
$400.
Yeah, sure, whatever. Yeah.
One, okay. You
Hmm.
actually split it 50-50. 50-50. But once a year, you have to jack off in front of him.
Yes.
Oh, that's gonna
Are
happen.
you kidding me? That's,
Yes.
you know.
Just once a year, you got to do a slow stroke, not
Yeah.
to finish.
He's got to
Yeah,
want
don't make
that
it
to
wet.
happen.
No.
Not to finish.
Not
You
to
don't-
finish.
Not
Just
a
to
creep.
s-
You're
no,
a
no.
gentleman.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, hold it like this
Yeah.
and rub your hand over the top.
Yeah.
Mario mulched the fucking front. Did you see that? The trees out front, he mulched them.
Amazing.
He mowed the back too. Yeah, he got a lot done. He got a lot done this week.
Brittany says he's becoming a crutch for Joe. He is screwed when Mario leaves. He is almost like a weird Frank and Katie hybrid. I mean, really, you're getting
Yeah.
out of the best
Yeah.
of both
He's
worlds.
a lot nicer to me than Frank.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
sweet.
yeah.
If
too.
Katie just popped in, not knowing what's going on, she would be like, "Oh, I guess you got a woman living here.
Yeah.
Who's that?"
I
She
guess
would
you
100%
didn't miss a beat. Everything's fine.
right,
huh?
and you're like,
Yeah.
"No, it's this guy more."
Mhm.
Sure,
Yeah.
it's the guy.
Here he
Okay,
is, sure.
Yeah.
And then he comes traipsing down the stairs,
Right.
sundress on. He's wearing some dress of hers she's forgotten.
right.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what, Mario? Mario gave me a pair of shoes.
Of his, or did he buy you something?
Him and I were.
I was gonna ask, has he bought you clothing? Are
Yeah.
you telling me
Oh
he
my
bought
God,
you
if he fucking
shoes?
bought you shoes, I'm gonna come. If he bought you clothes, if he's fucking buying you clothes, dude,
Was he worried about you?
I'm not gonna
falling?
be able to make eye contact with Mudge because I'm gonna get home later tonight and be like, I see what I want. Lord, you've chosen to bless my friends. Please bless me the same. Those are fucking fresh.
Mario
as
was
hell.
wearing some nice Jordans up. Oh yeah, he literally bought you those.
No, he did. For whatever reason, he didn't like them.
New podcast. Here's why you're gay.
So he didn't like them. He goes, "Hey, do you want these shoes?" I'm like, "Oh, these things. I'm not gonna be able to pull these off." And I'm like, "Fuck yeah, I'll take those
No,
shoes."
you can pull those off.
Yeah.
You pull those off
Yeah.
easily. No, those
Yeah.
aren't like gaudy or anything.
No,
like that.
no.
You know, like
Yeah.
an and one high
It's just
top
a-
basketball
It's a
shoes.
rainbow, but that's fine.
Well,
Not
here's
like
the deal.
Yeezys.
We wear the same size shoe.
That's bizarre.
I know, but he has 100 pairs of shoes, and I have 6. And
Okay.
and he probably has more than 100. And
Mm.
but I can't pull any of them off. Does that make sense? I can't pull
He
them
has
off.
a sense of style, and you
Yeah,
you have
Like
I would
Tony
say,
Thornton, our traffic
no
guy.
sense of style.
Guess where I got this T-shirt?
Yeah,
He
for
gave it to
free.
you.
Five Below.
Okay. Nice.
Oh, yeah,
Most of
ripped
my
off.
I got this was a gift.
Yeah,
Mhm.
everything
Yeah.
I get is at Nordstrom Rack, basically.
Yeah, I have like 3 pairs of shoes. I have a pair of boots that were a gift,
About
one pair of dress shoes that
20.
are old,
Yeah,
and I got these cross trainers, and that's it.
Well, I have more pair, but I only wear. You know what I wear? I keep a pair. I think I've told this before. I keep a pair of flip flops in my car.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, and at least once a year I'll go somewhere and I realize I don't have shoes.
Oh, so you have to just pick
It's
up some on
bizarre
site?
that that's the choice of shoes that you need.
It
Like,
just happened.
what if you realize it's winter and you need shoes? Like wouldn't you have a more versatile pair of shoes?
No, but I don't. I only do that in the summer. But I keep my
Gotcha.
flip flops
All right.
in there. And one thing that really bugs me is when I have my flip flops on to get in the car and I have 2 pair of flip flops in my car. I don't like it.
Ah,
You two
classic.
are clearly exchanging Christmas gifts this year.
Fuck yeah, we're exchanging Christmas
You
Yeah,
gifts.
better
exchanging.
fucking
I gotta.
set
Yeah.
him.
They're
up.
exchanging
And
vows.
you give
I-
here. Yes, hell yeah. Dude, let's have a commitment ceremony.
Oh,
Fuck yeah. That's
I-
happening. We're doing a DLP Joe and Mario commitment ceremony
Yes.
at a live event.
yes,
Here's
we
what
are.
I have to
Oh,
do. I have to pay attention to
Eric
what
and Tommy,
his
the Flower
wants and
Girls.
needs. You know what I'm saying?
Now
He's
I'm
gonna-
the pastor.
He's gonna leave little hints.
Oh, I get to give you away.
Ooh. I want to get a better gift tomorrow than you did because he's my new friend of the year. I want to fucking
God.
Pussy could play the reception.
What if I get
Yes.
him? Famously, my father got my mother a waffle iron one year for Mother's Day.
Nice.
So if I get him something like something that has to do with cooking,
Mm.
would that be because he loves to cook? Would that be an insult?
Is that
Because
like
he
getting a
is-
woman a
Okay.
vacuum? It's like, oh fuck, thanks for
Yeah,
the
yeah,
chore.
yeah, yeah.
People don't read cookbooks anymore. It's all
It's all
recipe
online.
on
Yeah, yeah,
Instagram
yeah.
and TikTok.
No,
So
I was talking about a cookbook.
But like a
maybe
real nice spice rack loaded with spices.
Oh yeah.
how about a cutting board that's really small? Just call back.
Hey, I have one upstairs.
Dude,
So-
so another cutting board, just
Yeah.
slightly
And
smaller.
same picture and me and
Yeah.
Mario over there with the.
So I met some swingers this past weekend. in
Oh
Denver.
shit!
So
They interested in an elderly interracial same-sex couple?
I go in the green room after the show. I had been selling merch. Dave's in there. There's this guy that's like a regular at the club that it feels like he has carte blanche at the club. And there's this 3 women, 2 guys. Guys are 50-ish.
Okay.
The woman was probably the same, the wife, and then 2 girls probably early 30s. And I'm walking in, I don't know the context. And the woman goes, "I've seen that guy's dick." And I'm like, "Well, what's happening?" And
And who's she pointing at?
she's pointing at this guy has carte blanche at the club.
Gotcha.
And I'm like, "I don't know any of these people." I'm like, "Whoa, what's going on?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, we're go to this swingers ranch." I'm like, "Okay."
Oh, they're just giving this information.
Well,
out?
they'd already it was already been talked about, so I think they just caught up. Like
Are
they were already
animals there?
explaining it to Dave, so then they just caught me up, right?
I think of ranch. I think it was a barn.
Oh, I saw pictures of this place. So they're the woman wants to buy my once you go white you still be tight t-shirts.
yeah, for the
She goes to wear
fuck
to
in?
wear at the club.
Yeah, hell yeah.
She buys 6 of them.
Yes.
The other girl buys 1.
To hand them out at the club.
this
the,
girl
the
buys
ranch.
6,
She buys 6.
and she's gonna hand them out to white people to let them know
The
that
girls at the club because I only had mediums left,
Oh,
and I'm
gotcha.
like, so I guess. And so I'm just imagining there's just a gangbang with people wearing once you go
Oh,
white.
you know,
yeah.
just
still be
someone's
tight
using one of your
t-shirts.
shirts to clean off a lower
I
back.
can't- It's never been used better.
Oh,
Never been
yeah.
used better.
Hell yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit what you
Right.
use them for. Kitchen drags, a gangbang
Yeah,
gear.
once you buy it, you do whatever you want. So
Yeah.
then we do a little group photo, and the wife just grabbing my ass.
she is.
Yeah. Now I realize that she's done a lot worse things in front of her husband to a guy than that.
He doesn't phase it.
Oh,
Probably.
nothing doesn't phase. And then they leave, and then the guy's basically explaining how it works. Apparently, there's 106,000 members. It's the largest swinger fucking place in the world.
Well,
according
at
to
this
guy.
location is well, hold on.
Somewhere in,
So
in
you-
the Denver area.
You say 106,000 like members of this place,
It's like
but
a
not
country
all.
club, but you bring your own alcohol. They have a restaurant, and you kind of
I'm
like
not
have
eating
your
there.
you have your alcohol. They put a
Ugh.
label on it, and they leave it there. So you don't
Something's
have
up
to-
with this bisque.
right. And I guess there's some sort of fee, monthly or yearly. I don't know.
Okay.
And he's like, sometimes people were just hanging out, but then you go in this room and people are having sex, and then there's all this, and he
They get
says,
into the rules at all because we had those people that
106?
came on the air with us,
Right.
the Shimmers, and they told them about the rules, the way the doors worked. If the doors are shut, private. If the doors are cracked, but the chain is up, feel free to
Mm.
watch. But if the door's open, dive into the fuck pile. 106,000 members.
that's a lot of people.
That's
So,
so
here's the
much
question
many
about
people.
swingers. Okay, the door's cracked.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No matter who goes in, you get to fuck. No matter who walks in.
If the door's open, yeah. Now, still, you can be like, no, thank you. And I guess they got to turn around. The whole, God, the interview with that guy Shimmers and his wife is at the YouTube page for
Mhm.
98, and they get into all the rules and all that, and it's a lot of discussion. It's drenched in consent, like double, triple checking. But someone's
and
gonna
they-
walk in
and
with
they
their
all
fuck holding their crank
wear
and being like,
condoms and
"May
stuff.
I fucking get on
Yeah.
it?" And they're like, "No." I guess I got to turn around, but. You're gonna have a guy walking up to you with his fucking schmeckle out, being like, "Can I and your wife?" And like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
go ahead.
The guy invited me.
He invited you to the
To the
swingers?
fuck
Yes.
pad.
Can you come sing solo?
If I walk in with him, I feel like 'cause
That's
he has
something
run of the
else they got
place
into.
too.
If you're a
Mm.
guest of a couple or a guest of a woman,
Mhm.
then you can. But like a dude just can't. Like I couldn't just roll up right now. Like, hey, let me in. They're like, no.
Well, this
You need
guy
someone to walk you in.
invited me, and I generally don't like to. Dave and I call it go off campus. So I'll go to a bar, like if I can walk there, right? And right now the club is like a mile away from the hotel. So
Mhm.
then and if I'm not really in the mood to go drink more than I already have.
You drink for free. at
And
the
so
club,
I'm
too.
like,
Are you in the mood to fuck?
well, that's the thing. Like I think that would be too weird for me. Now I did a couple videos about it, and I posted the first one saying that I got invited. Maybe I'll go. Little
and I'm sorry, what
cliffhanger.
part of the country is this again?
Denver.
The Scarlet Ranch.
That's got to be it. Yeah.
It's got to be
Mhm.
it. I had a couple people.
How many stars? How many stars? is that?
Right now, 112 reviews, 4 out of 5 stars.
There you go.
Alright.
Opens back up tomorrow
Mm.
at 6 p.m.
Read one of the bad reviews.
Ooh.
Let's go ahead and jump.
Good.
You know what? Matter of fact, I will tell your story and let me head
Well,
over to
I
the-
joked a line about going, but the idea is like now for people watching, I'm very curious.
Oh,
But like I also know that I would do well because I'm the new guy, so
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
fresh meat, right?
Yeah.
And he says, so I would have been crushing it. But again, I don't having
know the
sex with
rules.
somebody, and I've talked about that. I don't know the etiquette. Do I tap in? Do I take a no? I don't know, right? So I ended up not doing it. And that Nikki reference in chat in the beginning about me talking about locking the door on a girl. I made the joke like, I don't know the etiquette. I can't go, and I'm an old-fashioned guy. Like I want to, I want to have sex with a woman, alone in a room in a locked door. Well, not locked. I mean, she's free to go. She can run out. Well, she's not running. She's not
Yeah,
escaping.
okay.
Yeah.
That's the reference I was doing. the joke.
that's a
But
good book and bit.
Yeah,
That
it was.
bit's got full legs.
Oh, I did. I fucked around a little bit on stage. Too, 'cause
That
it was
is
right after.
clearly a fucking bit right there.
Yeah. Swingers etiquette rules and how I'd fuck it up.
2 months ago,
Mhm.
1 out of 5 stars. Scarlet Ranch. We hit the low one.
Yeah.
Wow, this place is truly a masterpiece of desperation and questionable life choices. If you're looking for a quick way to destroy your relationships and dignity, this club is the perfect destination. The cringeworthy outfits and awkward encounters will leave you wondering how low humanity can stoop. But hey, at least you'll have some stories to share with your therapist later, right? Enjoy the long nights of regret.
Well, now I
mean,
wish I went.
And
if-
manager Andrew Unger style
Oh,
responds.
Oh, yes.
to
Oh.
all of them.
Bring it.
You seem upset, my friend. Counseling is just a phone call away. Looking at your frustrated reviews, maybe a little less Taco Bell, fatty. Not really a healthy choice. Have a nice life. Visit us sometime. No, I mean, for real, don't. Dude, the guy responds to all this shit.
oh, hell yeah.
Another 1-star review. Biggest concern is cameras downstairs that were never mentioned when we paid. asking if we could talk to the manager. They say there is no manager here. We finally spoke with someone in authority. We found out, yes, there are cameras, but only one person has access to it. It's not being recorded. It's to make sure that the members are paying attention and following the rules. Of course, all the papers you sign say on premises that they won't show you the video footage again. Something. Thank you for this and other reviews. Our facility is large. We have to have an elaborate security system.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, okay, I can see that. They're not going to a feed.
You're safe, Rob.
You're good to go.
Good.
I love the
I
term
can't get it out
off
there.
campus.
Yeah.
That's very
so-
smart.
We've had, famously, we've gone out and then, like, why are we with these people?
Why are we here?
Why do we drive 45 minutes of car to go to some strip club? What are we doing?
We could drink
No,
at the bar.
we
We
could
could eat
just
downstairs
stay
at the
home.
restaurant.
Exactly.
Yes. Well, let's go to
Yeah.
sleep.
And I
I've had some of
famously went
those
off
nights.
campus in Hawaii as well. so.
Yeah, dude, I famously went off campus in. You ever work Snickers in Fort Wayne, Indiana?
It's now Summit Comedy Club.
Summit.
And I will be back in a few months,
Okay.
but I get a couple times.
That was a place I might have mentioned in the past. I'm not sure if you worked at when it was a Snickers, and the guy that
I didn't
ran
work
it,
as a Snickers.
he had his own cable access late night talk show that you did after the night was done. He would then take you into a back green room studio, and you and the headliner I featured clearly would go and do this like shitty 30 viewer Johnny Carson show.
Oh,
Jeez.
really?
And the guy that hosted it was the house MC owner, blah, blah, blah. Well, I go and I do that thing, and one of the cast members of the camera crew was like, "Hey, I'm having a house party a little later on. We'd love you come and hang out. We'll get you there." And I'm figuring, get me home. Dude, they must have driven me 20 miles away from my fucking hotel.
Yeah.
And then
It feels like you're forever away.
people leave. I'm in the middle of Fort Wayne, and I didn't have to hitchhike, but I found a guy that dropped me off at a gas station, and the
Mhm.
gas station was a 2.5 mile walk back.
Yeah, this
like
was
up the
not.
side of a road.
There was no Uber at this time.
No, it's
yeah.
quiet. I'm hearing crickets, and I'm looking at farmland and
Yeah.
stuff, and I'm going,
Why?
the fuck
What
am
the
I
fuck
right
did I
now?
do
Some
here? Yeah.
fucking guy had a
Mhm.
flip phone, so I'm using like the light from that to shine on my feet. Like, okay, there it is, the Howard Johnson in the distance. Like, yeah, don't go off campus.
No.
Real quick, Steph, she knows all the rules. Steph is in chat
Jesus
explaining.
Go on.
Yes. Steph said it's very rare for a single man to go.
Mhm.
It's mostly single females and couples. So she's
Well, there was a couple in the green room. There was three people. And
Alright.
it was a guy and a girl. I think they were a couple. And then I think the second girl that
Damn,
joined
Steph.
them.
All
well, the
right.
reason that it was okay. Well, we all know why Steph is
Mhm.
knows about
Get
that.
plugged up.
But you were a celebrity. That's the reason you got to
they
go
bring
as
the
a
fucking
singer.
hot, fun,
Yeah, yeah.
charismatic comic
Yes,
back.
yeah.
Guys, we just saw this guy. Oh,
Yeah.
that would have been the big fish they reeled in.
Well, no, if I clearly could have had sex. It's just like,
But
but I don't. It's not my thing.
no,
so
no.
I
It's,
don't.
and also,
yeah.
I meant what I said very briefly earlier.
Yeah.
Of the three of us, you are definitely the most romantic. I mean, and not saying any of us are going to write a
Right.
fucking novel anytime soon,
Right.
but you're the one that has
I
to
probably
have like
yes.
a connection and feel a thing.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, the only reason I don't
You don't
fuck
want to be in
Joe
a
could-
dog pile? Is that what
Yeah.
that-
Joe could run faster than I am. It's the only reason I haven't mounted him.
Right.
Mario on the other hand, with
Hey,
those tiny
now.
little legs.
Hey, let's reiterate Patreon Palooza. It is just a little bit less than a month away, July 8th. New episodes of every show, everything we do on the podcast. Some classics we're bringing back. We tease this on the bonus show, but you have found your original joke book,
Dude.
Justin Schlegel. And I believe you said the word, use the word term joke loosely.
I said on the Patreon that I'm using the term jokes fast and loose.
Yeah.
I meant it's in my car right now. I don't want to run up and go grab it. and
But
break
on
the flow.
Palooza, you're going to tell some of these jokes.
let's suss this out
Okay.
real quick.
I'd like to tell
What do you
some
think
of
it'd be funnier if I had an idea I said I wouldn't do another one because I didn't want to do a depressing one. I want to do a funny one.
Mhm.
And I had a very Andy Kaufman idea for another Just Justin that I'll tell you off
them.
air.
Okay.
But then I discovered this fucking Ark of the Covenant hidden in that warehouse, and I looked at it, and it's about 3 or 4 pages. It's not a lot, but it's printed out. And this is the beginning of my comedy career, so I'm not writing things down like Step
it
Kids
typed,
House on
or-
Fire. It's typed
Okay.
out. There's commas. There's pause for laughter. Like, it's fucking
Pause for
so
round of applause.
cringy.
Yeah.
So do I read this thing or do I give it to you to read or you to give you each pages of it and I have to sit here and just fucking listen to my own shit read back to me?
Hmm.
I would
It's
like
brutal
to
either
try
way.
to read one and deliver it as I think it would be.
yeah,
delivered
I'd
as
like
a
to do
joke.
that too.
Yeah.
You want to go get it real quick?
No, I want to save it for Patreon Palooza.
Okay.
Okay, that's what I want to do.
It's so bad.
I know.
I read one and again, I told this to you guys off air, that there's stuff in there. You're like, oh, that's clearly a joke you heard. It's like a
That's-
fucking, what's the
that's
difference between
fine.
a blank and a blank? It's like,
Oh,
what
I'm
the
sure.
fuck?
No one's expecting it to be good.
No,
But
no,
how
no, no.
could it be good?
But like
I'm gonna
everyone's
make
at
it
the
good.
very
Yeah.
least, like when you see a bad new comedian,
Right.
you go, okay, that's a bad setup. That's a bad premise. It's a bad punchline. But it's yours.
But you know what?
Some of the shit in
Yeah.
there is like, oh, I like my women like I like my coffee.
Yeah.
Ground up and in the freezer. It's like, that's not, I didn't come up with that. I
Right.
clearly heard that.
How did you know to save it?
I don't know. It was in a big, like, important
Mm.
documents box. And it was like, I was in this one magazine. I kept it. I was on the cover of the City Paper once. I kept that. It was like, I got some commendation from the state. I kept that. And I found this thing. And I think I'll look back at this one day. I haven't looked at this in 12, 13 years.
Okay.
after we tell these jokes,
Mhm.
let's put it on eBay.
Oh, it's no.
Ooh, I don't know.
Well, considering how great that pork show's selling,
yeah.
don't think there's much in the way of a
Listen to
market for this
Patreon
ancient
people.
tone.
I predict we can salvage one of these bits.
I think there's
I
something
think
in
we're
there.
gonna riff on it, and we're gonna have a good bit, and
It's
then we get to have Patreon vote who gets to keep the joke.
Oh, I love that. Yes. Okay. Joe starts doing stand up
And
again, but
just
he only
to tell
does
the
hour
truth.
long
Right.
jokes.
Yes.
It's my
Yes.
closer.
It's
I,
your pie
I
plate?
boot the pie plate.
The
and I
whole
stick
thing
in-
is a dented can bin. It's just you're trying to find the least dented
Yeah.
and the least expired
Fixer
can of
upper.
soup.
Yep.
Oh, there's
Well,
fixer uppers,
This
and then there
joke has
was
some good bones.
Do we
Yeah.
lay claim and then if I say, "Oh, I want the bit about the cats," you can't use it?
I think in real time we figure this out, but
Okay.
that's a good idea. I think we fight for it, and we have to have people. I mean, to who contributed the most to this.
because we do
Who
need to do.
whose style does this most work for?
Yeah, does it
we
fit-
could really talk it out.
You know what? We're going to do a standard DLP Patreon episode. We can do it on that.
Yes.
It doesn't
Yeah.
need to be its own separate
Of
thing.
course,
Because I
yes.
did have a
We
completely
can do it on that, yeah.
separate Justin idea
Yes.
that I think is going to be very funny. And
Okay.
I'm not going to say anything about
Yeah.
until you listen. And you're going to be so bored and so confused until it kicks in. And then
I'm ready for
I'm
it.
hoping you listen all the way through.
Will it be like the rehearsal?
Dude, if you're not watching Nathan Field,
You guys swear by the show.
there's no show in history that I can compare it to. You can compare a Silver Spoons to a Family Ties,
Sure.
a Jeffersons to
Good
a
times.
Cheers, a good
yeah,
time.
Yeah.
You can compare a Mad TV to an SNL
Yeah.
to an In Living Color. They're in the history of the medium of television. There's never been anything like the rehearsal done. And there's never been a stunt pulled in the end of the second season the way Nathan Fielder. To rewind a second, we were getting ready to do The Answer is Murder Mystery Trivia Part 2,
Yes.
Rams Den. We're all getting ready and we're all set to go. We're kind of casually talking about it. Eric and I had both watched it. You had yet to watch it. And Eric and I were playing conversation
Yeah.
tennis, trying to hype you up for this last episode, going, I've never seen anything ever done like this. You can't predict it in 1,000 years what he did. It was kind of sitting in front of your face the entire time.
I guess. I don't know how I ever could have put that together because it's so. How would I ever have guessed that he would be able
Do you
to
want
do
to spoil it
I
on
don't.
this
No,
thing?
I don't
I
think
know.
we should spoil it.
I don't think so. But I will do this. I'll go back a little
Mhm.
bit. He rehearses practicing testifying in front of Congress.
Yes.
Okay. And I'm literally like, is this fucker going to testify in front of? Is he going to testify in front of
Yes.
Congress? Because the idea that he has, it's a real idea. Like it's a real.
The gist of the show is Nathan Fielder has found what he believes is a true unspoken cause for airline disasters. Nothing mechanical, nothing nothing terroristic. He thinks that there is an issue between pilots and first captain or whatever they're called in the thing,
Yes.
the first mate, that they're not communicating enough. And he makes a really funny
Or
point
that one
about
of them is too uncomfortable to assert himself to the captain.
he's not saying to
Yes.
the captain, sir,
Yeah.
superior,
Mhm.
what you're doing isn't right. I'm going to take over controls and land this properly. That a lack of communication has caused flights. And he's trying to bring it to an old FAA head that he thinks might be his way in.
He's pushing this hard.
He's pushing it hard, but it's comedy, but it's like
Right.
at the same time, he's not wrong. He produces one of the most convincing arguments.
But the
Mhm.
way he goes about it
Is insane. The way he goes.
Do you
Yeah.
think
about
it's
it
for?
is
It's not for everybody though. this
insane.
show,
No.
right?
I think that some people, and this isn't like, oh, they're not going to
Steph
get it.
says
It's
it's
just
too a little too deadpan for her.
it,
I get.
it's not. It isn't for everybody.
Oh
for
no! I
sure.
showed it to the missus, and she's like, "I
Yeah,
don't
some
get it. I don't
people
think it's
are just-
funny."
And I've said this before. Music. This happens with me with music, where I can't. Like when I heard Bodak Yellow by Cardi B, I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't. Why is this good?
Right.
I couldn't. It was the #1 song in the country.
You know, this
So-
could be look like at is jazz, like what jazz is to
Yeah.
me, where I can't fucking stand it.
It's very niche.
And
yeah.
I listen to jazz, and I'm like, I don't understand why this is so fucking famous, and it's one of the most integral American art
Yeah.
forms ever. And I watch
Yeah.
it or
it's
listen to it, I'm
Miles
like,
Davis.
and I just hear a bunch of
John
fucking random
Coltrane.
horns and shit.
Mhm.
The rehearsals
G.
like that, Kenny G, the premier American
I call
jazz
him
artist.
Kenny OG.
Oh yeah, the
Show
original.
title.
Yeah, Kenny OG might be it, but this show can be impenetrable at certain portions. And the last one involving dating and lies and stuff like that. The stakes were low, but the laughs were high.
Mhm.
The stakes in this get so life
yeah.
or death
Oh, they
fucking
get
high.
they
Literally,
get
yeah.
so high.
It's
Yeah.
life or death in this final episode. The comparison I made to you guys on your back deck earlier was we all love the John Wick films. I think they're great.
Mhm.
And it's pretty famous. The YouTube clips of Keanu Reeves training with ex-special forces people to
Sure.
learn how to handle a gun and make it look like that rifle's an extension of
and
himself. And here's the-
jujitsu
and he
all
does
that.
all
Yeah.
that stuff. But then imagine he goes like, okay, I need to learn jujitsu. So I'm going to join the UFC for 3 years
Yeah,
and get into
commitment.
title
Yeah. Right.
contention. I'm going to join the British SAS and go on 15 missions with 13 legitimate kills. And then I'll go and film the film. That's what
Yeah,
Nathan
that's
Fielder
the
does.
level of what he's
The
doing.
level of commitment is insane. Rob made a great point out on the deck going, what he did in this as a gag is some people's life dreams
Yeah,
that they don't
they
achieve.
don't pull it off.
They couldn't
can't
get through it. Yeah.
Do it. They want to do this.
Yeah.
How this doesn't win a fucking Emmy or something.
It probably will.
It has to.
Real quick, Stefan check. He says comparing it to Cardi B. No, I'm not comparing the show to Cardi B. What is
She
going
also
on?
says anyone
Yeah.
thinking Rob talks the most, and then she has some laughter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey, I want to get off.
Yeah, please,
get
get
out on this.
Watch
Get
the
off-
show.
or get off on this. So after we went out on the boat Thursday night, Joe and I, when we were crushing it, just making ourselves laugh, each of ourselves laugh. We went to Ramshead Roadhouse, and then you all left, and then I decided I'd go have a couple drinks at the bar, as I'm known to do. And I started chatting with this guy. I was talking to some girl that works there that I know, and it just comedy came up, so he pieced that together. So we're just having a conversation. He's a nice guy, and
Sounds like an asshole.
he starts asking me these hypotheticals,
Okay.
and I can tell this is something that he does,
okay.
and they're dark,
yeah,
But
and you love it.
and I love it.
Yeah, yeah.
I
All right.
I think most people wouldn't, but I think because he knows I'm
Okay,
a
I
comic,
like it.
so
Yeah, yeah.
he goes, all right.
None of this stuff's gonna phase you.
If you had to kill a complete stranger and get away with it, who would you kill and how would you do it? And secondly, if you had to kill someone you know, again, who and how? And I go, okay, this is fun. I go, all right, well, and I said something that made him say, wow, no one has ever answered it in that way. He thought that I was a saint, right?
Yeah.
I go, well, I don't want to make it look like a suicide because then that person's family is going to be thinking, oh my God, this guy was
You're
sad,
referring to the
and
stranger.
I didn't do right.
Okay.
That I wasn't there for him. So, because if it's suicide, obviously, then there's no suspect. But if I don't want to make it look like that because I feel bad for that guy's family. And he's like, well, no one's ever thought of the family, the people that left behind. And I'm like, oh, I guess I'm a great fucking person.
I told you the most
So,
romantic.
Yes, most
You
romantic.
feel the most.
So I ended up answering, I would kill a homeless guy and
Yeah, I
make it
thought
look
that
like he overdosed.
Oh, inject him with a ton of heroin. Heart
Yes.
pops. Leave the needle nearby. Rubber
Mhm.
gloves it up. Put his fingers all over it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
it's-
inject, put some food in like a McDonald's burger. just to
Yeah,
give it to-
yeah,
or,
I
mean,
think I
some
would do
drugs.
that.
Yeah.
I'd probably pull it because I don't know how it works with if a homeless person died. So they're like, how did it happen? I don't know.
There's not going to be a deep
No.
investigation.
Yeah.
Okay. If a senator tips over at some
Right.
podium one day and clutches his heart, my God, someone put ricin in his
Mhm.
coffee sweetener.
and
there's gonna be a-
ricin.
There's going to be a full, I got that from Breaking
Yeah,
Bad.
yeah.
There's going to be a full Scotland Yard style investigation. They find some Kensington Avenue in Philadelphia street urchin. That case is over and done.
And
within
giving
30
it
minutes.
to them. I mean, giving a homeless person a sandwich,
Yeah.
they eat it, right?
Right.
I mean, you give them a hot shot full of Fent, and then they're just gonna. That's it. They're
So
gonna,
we
oh,
all
another
agree
Fent
that's the
there.
answer. Now,
Okay.
Yeah.
I answered who would you know? Now, obviously, it's harder to get away with killing someone you know, especially if it's someone that you're tied to or maybe you dislike.
I'm giving this quite a bit
So
of thought.
I have decided who I would kill,
Wait a bit.
and you guys know this person.
Okay.
I would like you to guess who it is.
Is it my dad?
It is your dad.
I was gonna say fucking Gramps. I shit you not.
Yes.
I was gonna go do it. Something I gotta do. Well, we got some videos of the old guy recently,
Yeah.
and the credits are rolling. So yeah.
You know what I would have said
Yeah.
to you? I'd go, hey man, you shouldn't have done that.
Wink.
That would have been it.
Hey,
You shouldn't have done that.
hey.
You should
Hey,
not have done
It's
that.
a good answer.
Uh-huh.
I figure, you know what?
Was it
He's-
because
he
of
had a
my-
good
really
run.
taking this well.
It would help you.
Yeah.
I'll be more than happy to
Yeah.
speak. No,
Yeah.
did you? I'm sure did you enjoy the videos that I sent?
Dude,
I didn't think I watched it.
crushing. Okay,
No,
so what Joe was
that
doing.
was a blind spot for me.
We
Yeah.
in the group text, and sometimes those
Yeah.
group texts, if you're not a part of them in the moment, you go back there like,
Yeah,
this
you're
is-
not going to watch.
This is 20
Yes.
pages of shit.
Yeah,
I'm not
right.
going to do it.
Mhm.
But if you catch that sweet spot and you're right there, so Joe takes his. I'm clearly you take Gramps to lunch
Mhm.
and
At the
you just
Roadhouse.
start- yes,
Nice.
Yeah.
and he starts asking him questions, saying, "Am I your son, Joe Robinson, better than blank?" And he starts naming historical figures. Am I better than Martin Luther King Jr.?
Yeah.
it's a
Am I
close one.
better than Gandhi? Am I better
Mm.
than Mother Teresa?
Okay, well, let me say this.
A better person.
I'm going to give you the names of the people that I said.
Okay.
He only knew one.
Okay.
Okay. I said Gandhi. I said Mother Teresa. I said Oprah. I said I had two more. John Benet Ramsey.
That was
Yeah. The
Oh no,
Ols-
I asked the John Benet Ramsey
Yeah.
question,
the Olsen twins. There
which
was,
I'm not proud about.
there was somebody else. There was somebody. Who else did I? There was a couple more in there.
How many did he know?
He only knew one.
Oprah.
He knew Oprah.
You knew
Okay.
Oprah.
Yeah. He
It's
goes.
hard to forget.
He
that
goes.
name.
You talking about Oprah Winfrey?
Oh, he dropped the Winfrey
I
on
said,
you.
yeah,
Mhm.
Stedman's girlfriend.
Yeah, he knew
He said
Stedman.
that. Yeah.
No, I said
I
that.
know everybody goes,
He knows Stedman doesn't know Oprah. Yeah, he knows exactly who Stedman is. Now, Gail, I know. Okay,
Yeah.
Hoda, I'm
Yeah.
familiar. Who the hell's Orpah?
Okra?
Okra?
Yeah.
Orpah? What
Yeah.
is it?
Yeah, it started out because, and I do this.
So who did he say you're a better person then?
All of them.
Yeah.
No. He thinks he's like you're the best person that ever lived.
New poll question.
I'm like-
Who's a better person?
I go ask
Gandhi,
Steph.
Mother Teresa,
I'm
Oprah,
not the
or
best
Joe
person
Robinson.
that ever lived.
Yes, we
Okay.
might have a new poll
I
question.
go, yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I go. I don't think you're right about that. And then I'm like, let me get this out. I go, you think I'm better than Gandhi? He's like, who's that? I
Yeah,
go,
doesn't know
"Yeah,
Gandhi
never
is."
mind."
Yeah.
And then I said, what
Yeah.
about Mother Teresa? He goes, yeah, you're better than Mother Teresa.
Joe Robinson, Mother
I
Teresa.
go,
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
you're wrong, Dad. I don't. I don't think you're right. But it
Are you,
started.
did you say Mario?
It started out. Yeah, no,
You're not better than
No,
Mario.
I don't want him to
one's
meet.
better than
I don't want him
Mario.
to meet
No,
Mario
no, do not.
Teresa.
Wait a minute,
So-
those two met?
No, because
You can never bring him
really,
near you.
I can't really
You'll
let my
scare Mario off.
I can't
That's
really let
true.
my dad know what's going on in my life. He wouldn't be able to.
He
handle
doesn't
It.
know.
Why is Katie so much
Yeah.
hotter?
He wouldn't. He wouldn't. He wouldn't.
He thinks Mario's Katie.
Yeah. It wouldn't. He wouldn't. He wouldn't be able to wrap his
When
head
are you
around.
going to tell him?
I don't think. My plan is to never tell him.
Never.
Whoa, does he not know about this?
No, I'm never telling him.
What the fuck? Whoa, he
I'm-
doesn't know about this. So
I'm never
is
telling
that just
him.
going to be too much for his?
Well, wait a minute.
Is he,
He won't be able to
is he wondering
process
where
it.
He
she's
doesn't
been?
listen anymore.
No, he doesn't know how. He doesn't know how to listen.
so he's
Mac's going to do something
Holy
here.
Mac, don't.
shit.
No, but-
Don't, Mac.
it started out because whenever I
What
go
the
there,
fuck?
look,
This
they're
is- this is-
saying, "Oh my God, Joe, no, this is a good thing. I'm doing a good."
This is your version of
doing a
Pete
good-
leaving his
Yeah.
dead sister on
Wow.
the porch.
No, the chat is wrong. He's not. It's going to. I can't let him know this.
Is she like
He's
in,
not-
in the will or something?
No,
that he
he's
needs
just not
to
going to be
take
able.
out,
He's
or-
not going to be able to process that.
But I mean, is there a legal document that
No,
somehow
he's not-
she gets something that she would no longer get?
no.
Are you
He's
sure?
no. She's not in his will.
I don't know.
Yeah, no.
Steph says you're protecting Gramps. I kind of get that. His
Yeah.
hard drive's
Yeah,
pretty
he's
fucking
not going
fractured.
to be able to. But it started out because every time I go there, and it makes me. I've said this before. It makes me fucking crazy. Every time I walk in his room, he goes, "Oh my God!" Every time I video it for you guys.
Yeah,
That was the
I
first
see it
video.
every time. He's shocked to see it.
And it makes me fucking irate.
Same
because
day, same
I'm
time.
the only one who comes, right?
Well, now I know the poll question is:
Joe saved it.
should Joe tell Gramps about he and Katie? That's the poll question.
Oh,
yeah.
that's a fucking.
Yeah.
that's a-
I
that's
don't
a
think
heavy
he
duty.
can handle
Okay.
it.
Well, what's going to happen come Thanksgiving and Christmas, we normal to see
Holidays.
each
He's
other.
gonna go, where's Katie? And I'm gonna go, oh, she has to be
Upstairs.
in I'm just not
say
gonna
she's
say it.
You're just gonna make up an excuse.
Every time.
She's
Christmas,
upstairs.
where's Katie? I don't know. She's out.
You need to
She
pretend
has
she-
Christmas with her family. I'm telling
Wow.
You
I'm
got to
not-
pretend she never existed. Yeah. Who?
you. What? Who?
What are you talking about?
And he's
Katie.
gonna go, wait a minute, maybe I don't. Because you know,
Sheila?
he doesn't remember my brother's first 2 wives.
Or does he know the current one? Does he?
He does know the current
no,
one.
No, they're married. Okay.
He knows the current one
Can we hire someone to pretend to be Katie?
easily.
Done.
His vision is
Let's
shit.
get fucking Lou over here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dark wig her up.
Ariel.
Do you mind?
Ariel.
Ariel?
Holy
Do you
shit.
mind?
We get someone that's a different race every time. We get Ariel. We get my one Vietnamese neighbor, Mai.
Right.
She'll come over. At some point, we get like some Roquan Smith looking guy. I'm Katie, motherfucker. Like someone. We keep rotating in new Katies until it's like, fuck, these meds are messing with me.
Okay.
Holy shit.
Why don't you tell him that you're dating Tawanda?
Oh, that might
'Cause
work.
he's always so sweet on her.
Yeah, he'd be like, well,
Whoa. Whoa.
Wait
Does
a
she need
minute.
insurance?
Yeah.
Oh, good reference. Hey, happy 3 anniversary having you on the show, Justin.
It's been my pleasure. Thank you for letting me talk as much as I do.
We love it. Thank you all for listening. Till next time.
Later.